On the other rink, if you're looking for another call, the Kings and the Flames are taking on each other in a shootout, nonetheless. That game was the 16 UAA championship being taken on between the Gulf Coast Flames and the Florida Kings. Lou DiPaolo and Bill Schaefer on the call over there. Exciting opportunities over, and we hope to see more happening as both teams are getting a talking to from their benches. Brendan Serville for the Phoenix and Max Gnest for the Palm Beach Hawks. Quick run through of the roster since the PA is a little difficult to hear. The two netminders for the Phoenix, Nicholas Bensinger and Declan Kiernan. Number 2, Vihan Chutakuri. Ryan Murray, number 10. Number 15, Tristan Cloud. Number 17, Landon McNally. Number 20, R.J. Schreifer. Number 23, Davis Pierce. Number 38, Devin Burton. 44, Jack Graham. 47, Caleb Lodish. Number 51, Kanoa Mbugua Smith. Has Smith on the back of the jersey, so I will be calling it that. Ryan Say and Elijah Jackson, number 98. For the Hawks, number 12, in goal, Austin Young. Number 30, Kyle Melnick. Number 4, Garen Farr. Number 5, Bowden Nussbaumer. Number 6, Matthew Murray. Number 7, Albert Copons. Number 8, DeAndre Miguel Yap. Number 11, Brandon Siska. Number 12, Alan Clark. And here's a quick opportunity. Shot taken. Looking for the puck. Where is it? And that'll get covered. Number 13, Jacob Grant. Number 14, Drew Cohen. Number 17, Christopher Seawick. Number 22, Emmy Gnest. Number 29, Mason Hyman. Number 44, Ethan White. Number 47, Jonathan Mercado. And last but not least, number 91, Cameron Cho. Head coach for the Atlanta Phoenix, Brandon Serville. And head coach for the Palm Beach Hawks, Max Gnest. Being told to cool it by the official. We're seeing a little bit of choppiness early on as Nussbaum to the air. Seawick with a great trap down on the forehand and gets rifled over the glove hand side. Making it quickly 1-0 for the Palm Beach Hawks. Nicholas Bensinger in goal, going to be frustrated with themselves. Well, a goal scored quickly here, making that our 11th goal of the tournament. And he's now going to get cleared past the blue line and over behind the goal line as Jackson for the Phoenix will look to pick this up.
Scored by number 17, Christopher Seawick. Assisted by number 29, Mason Hyman. Time of the goal, 1:08, the first period. Hawks goal, scored by number 17, Christopher Seawick. Assisted by number 29, Mason Hyman. Time of the goal, 1:08, first period.
Well, there you go, folks. It looks like we finally got our public address announcer up and going. You know, it only took us up until this game to finally get it. But that's our first goal of the game here for the Palm Beach Hawks. And now the Atlanta Phoenix will look to try and respond. Here's Jackson for the Phoenix. Over here on the right side boards, and this will work it over to Schreifer. Schreifer looks to play it off the benches, and Chutakuri ends up going down, losing their skates, losing balance. Still happens at this age. Works up towards the center of the crease, and that's going to go wide, and we're going to get a call here. Going to be a slashing call. So we're going to have our first penalty opportunity on a power play for the Phoenix, as Emmy Gnest will find themselves into the box. Well, the Hawks quickly go up, but then quickly find themselves on a penalty kill. We'll get that here in just a moment.
Hawks penalties, number 22, Emmy
Well, there's the confirmation on the call. Like we said, it was slashing. Emmy Janest was the offender. No icing going to be called. And the Phoenix are going to get tracking back down. Jack Graham tries to get it. That almost got a little bit uncomfortable there for Bensinger. Hawks going to clear the zone. Force the Phoenix to reset on the Lodish. And being pushed by Siska. Brandon Siska putting the pressure there behind the net of the Phoenix. And now the Phoenix can get out on the break through the stick of Ryan Murray. Ryan Murray looking for an opportunity. Ryan Murray still with it. And well done on the backtrack. And this is going to be covered up. By Austin Young. A little bit of a scuffle in front of Young there. But now we're going to get a face-off. And actually another penalty has now been called. So it's going to be 5-on-4 still. But 2 players sent to the box, I believe, for some roughing on both players. Not going to be a change in a power play, as both teams just lose a player off the bench. We'll get a call on that here in a moment. Be able to update you. And a face-off win for the Phoenix. Tries the shot is Christopher Siwick. Or rather, Landon McNally. Have my lineups backwards. Another chance for McNally, and it's going to be covered up and actually cleared out towards the left half wall. And now here comes the Palm Beach Hawks on the work.
The Phoenix is number 51, Dua Smith. Minute 30 for roughing. Time of the penalty, 3:38 of the first period.
Well, as you heard there, was roughing. Now the power play is officially over. Both players will still sit the bench, but it's not an official power play as it was a roughing foul. Roughing penalty over here. So those players will have to ride the bench and think about what they've done. And look, get a little stick work in there. Is Tristan Clow. Tristan Clow trying to show off the stick handling. First period so far, Palm Beach Hawks with an early goal. Just a minute and 8 seconds into the first period. And we're at 8:53 remaining so far in this period. Back to even strength hockey all the way around. We're going to get a face-off on the center ice. We thank you so much for tuning in to DSPN Live, folks. This is at least the last game for this channel, and it appears the Florida Kings have beaten the Gulf Coast Flames in the other championship that has taken place over on the Olympic ice. That is the 16U AA championship. And what would be a shootout victory. Man, what could be more exciting than a shootout, right? And it looks like we're having a little bit of discussion. Don't quite know what we're trying to figure out here, as we're getting some discussion over on the benches from the officials. And are we getting a power play here? Trying to find out. I see 4 people on the Hawks, and or actually no, one's hiding behind a bigger body. So it is 5-on-5. We're going to get a face-off over on the right point, just beyond the red line. And puck is dropped, and we're back in action over on the pro rink here at the Orlando Ice Den as this is picked up by the Hawks. Looking to wrap out on their own defensive side, and it's going to be worked up now up ice over on the left boards as this gets put into the center ice, and what a wonderful outlet pass. Looking for Siska. Siska looking for a forehand pass and just ends up finding Schreifer. An opportunity for the Phoenix that they can get on the break. That's a great clearance there from Co Ponce. Has Co just on the back, so we'll just call him Co. An opportunity now for the Phoenix. Goes in and a goal! Individual effort goes for an individual payoff. That's a great little leadoff pass. Cuts it into the right circle. Goes in, goes out, goes into the back of the net. That's Tristan Clow, making it 1-1 for the Atlanta Phoenix. Netting a goal, and look at the celebration. Too cold, too cold. Well, 1-1 here at the Orlando Ice Den. And man, goals being traded back and forth Looks like the assist came off of Landon McNally. We'll get a confirmation on that in just a minute. Now the Hawks taking puck possession in their own end as they're being pressured by the Phoenix.
The Phoenix goal, scored by number 15, Tristan Clow, assisted by number 2, Behan Chotakuri. Time of the goal, 4:40 of the first period.
There's the confirmation on the goal right there for you folks. 4:40 into the first period. And it was Tristan Clow being assisted by Chotakuri. Well, 1-1 and a shot taken, and it goes into the chest of Bensinger. Nussbaum tried to crash on net. Dispossessed by the Hawks here, and another opportunity. Shot taken, and it goes off the stick. Seawick with an opportunity. Bensinger is going to try to get cleared, wrapped around the boards. Up to the blue line, and still kept in possession by Mercado. Mercado gets it up onto the back wall. Going to try and track it down. Is Jacob Grant. Jacob Grant still looking for an opportunity. Nussbaumer looks to wrap it around frame. Nussbaumer, one of the smaller players out there, doesn't bother them at all. Ryan Zay, the goal scorer from earlier today, looks for an opportunity that's going to get gloved and covered by Austin Young. Folks, if you want to give a shout out, and it looks like I got a potential shout out here. We'll get back to that email in a moment. Folks, if you want to give a shout out to a player, a coach, family member that might be here watching, DSPNlive2@gmail.com. That is the number 2. So DSPNlive2@gmail.com. We'll read it out loud here on air to give your kudos, your appreciation, and your love to your players out on the ice looking to win a championship matchup here in the greater Orlando area as the puck is picked up. And that's going to go as an offsides call. 6:33 remaining here in the first period. Goals being traded as Cho was just deemed to be a little bit too far gone over that blue line. Face-off one here by the Phoenix, but quickly picked up and tried to get back on puck possession was Emmy Janest. Emmy Janest looks to track this down for the Hawks. It actually looks like the Phoenix will get onto this one first and looks to wrap it around on a backhand shot. And it's in the net! How does that find its way back there? It looked like Young had it smothered, but it looks like he lost somewhere beyond the crease here, trying to track it down. They kept trying to fight it. Who lost it? And eventually it is going to be claimed by Tristan Clow for their second goal of the game already. Hat trick watch for Tristan Clow. My goodness, what a finish there from Tristan Clow, just being persistent on the puck there. And now the Phoenix are in full control, just as they were earlier today. Confirmation.
Scored by number 15, Tristan Clow. Assisted by number 2, Behan Chotakuri. Time of the goal, 6:44 of the first period.
Again, that's that confirmation. 15-2. The same duo that led to the first goal for the Phoenix. And we're going to get another call here. Face-off going to be taken on the left dot just in front of the goal of Bensinger. The Hawks looking for a face-off win here. And they do get one. They look to feed it back to a defenseman. Shot taken, and that goes off the right arm of Bensinger. It's a between on the backside. And puck's blown dead. Even though it wasn't covered, I don't understand it. Again, the officials are learning just as we are. .545 remaining in this. As another face-off win is going to get cleared all the way down to the defensive side of the Palm Beach Hawks. Great pressure being put up by Landon McNally of the Phoenix. And eventually looks to try and wrap it around the boards, and the Phoenix are going to end up winning out against the back wall. And now here come the Hawks with a transition opportunity, 3 wide. Looking for a centering pass. is the number 11, Brandon Siska. Siska wants the opportunity, but wants to go in alone and tries it. Is White, number 44. Ethan White wanted the opportunity all on their own, but they had Siska tracking down the center and tries to poke it back as Caleb Lodish, or actually no, that is Jonathan Mercado again. Lodish is the 47 for the Phoenix. And a great battle being put over by Smith. And a centering over, looking for the stick. Brandon Siska again. And this is going to try to be worked by Caleb Lodish, the name I called earlier. And icing going to be called here. So a face-off being taken with 4:42 and a 2-1 advantage for the Atlanta Phoenix, making the trek all the way out here. We're going to get a face-off. And a face-off going to be taken for number 13, Jacob Grant, and number 15, Tristan Clow, has the 2 goals so far for the Phoenix. And here's Clow now on the opportunity. It's 15-2. Will Clow feed over, or want it alone? Wants it alone, and it goes wide of the frame. Tried to get in between the pipes, but no luck. And now this is being battled up against the boards. Who wants it? It's going to end up going to a Hawks or a Phoenix player. Shot taken is going to go across the crease across the goal mouth. And going to be fed all the way up to a great centering pass, but just loses it off the stick possession. You can see the frustration off of Grant. Now going to be taken by R.J. Schreifer. Schreifer takes a shot. It's going to go into the chest of a waiting Austin Young. Well, back and forth shooting opportunities with 4:04 remain in the first period. This has been an exciting opportunity. We've got 2 emails here, probably for shout-outs. We got number 12 on the Hawks. Looking for a shout out to Alan Clark from Samantha Irsay. As the battle is being taken over by the left half boards on the far side. Being brought over beyond the central line. Going to be pushed. And the Phoenix going to be able to track this back. The spacing not quite there for the Phoenix. And Lodish will look to get this on to the stick of a teammate arriving. But instead, it'll be the Hawks with an opportunity. The Hawks still looking for a response. Had an issue with my scoreboard there, folks. Avila for the Hawks now. Again, this is 2-1 for the Phoenix. And it goes off the stick. Oh, no! Well, if you shoot at the net, good things can happen. And that's just a misfortunate deflection. As you can see, Avila takes the shot, and it goes off the stick of Caleb Lodish, past his own netminder of Nicholas Bensinger. And that's just a frustrating goal all around. But a welcome gift if you are the Palm Beach Hawks. You can see how much it means to them. Well, trading goals back and forth early on in this first period. Well, at pie time at 3:14 left in the first period.
Hawks goal scored by number 73, Matthew Murray. Unassisted for the Hawks goal. Time of the goal, 9:44 of the first period.
Hawks goal, 9:44 into the first period, unassisted, except maybe by the stick of Caleb Lodish. And man, what an opportunity now for the Hawks as they now have the momentum in their favor. And another shot taken, comes off the face basket, it's put away! Goal! Ethan White standing on the welcome mat, waiting for an invitation. And look how much it means to the young player. Look at the celebration up against the boards. That's got to be apparent, and you know that's exciting. Well, just like that, we're already 3-2 in the first period. Ethan White doing the cleanup work for the Palm Beach Hawks. And quickly like that, just unforced errors from Bensinger, and now another turnover as Nussbaumer looks for a chance over here in the near left corner. Is going to get tripped up, no call. Graham on the backtrack, on the backhand, and it's going to try and get smothered here by Bensinger.
44, Ethan White, assisted by number 42, Alan Clark. Time of the goal, 10:31 in the first period. Hawks goal.
10:31 in the first period. Well, 3-2 now. Man, what a shift of events. Similar to like what we had in yesterday's game, where both teams keep tracking back and catching one another on goal. Both of these teams are known for goal-scoring prowess. 15 goals in the tournament prior to this game for the Phoenix, and 10 goals for the Hawks. Face-off going to be taken here from the right-hand side. Face-off one by the Hawks here. Try to fire a shot into the corner just to wrap it around the frame, and we'll get it over to a teammate. Chance here for the Hawks still through Cameron Cho. Cho loses out, and actually that's Nussbaumer. My goodness, what a game so far that we have had. Folks, I have a Nussbaumer down here on my score sheet as 5, but it's actually, he's a number 94. So I'm going to get that corrected and make sure we keep that on loop. So here's Lodish now, who had the mistake on the second goal. Would love to atone for his mistakes with 1:40 left in the first period. 3-2. The Palm Beach Hawks lead over the Atlanta Phoenix. Man, what a game we're having so far on DSPN Live. Again, if you want to give a shout out to your player, to your coach, DSPNlive2@gmail.com. That is the number 2, folks. D as in Delta, SPN, live number 2@gmail.com. And a face-off win by Jacob Grant. Or actually, that's Avila, number 73. Picked up again by Avila. Avila looks to find a pass. Elects to take it alone. Looks for a centering opportunity. And up by the right point. That's going to be intercepted now. 2-on-1 chance if they can find the pass. The pass is found. Going to try to be picked up by Chuda Curry. Chuda Curry looks for a centering opportunity on the dot. That's going to go around. Last minute remaining here in the first period, and a shot's going to be taken from the blue line. They're going to go well wide up the stick side of Bensinger. Going to be picked up by Schreifer. Schreifer gets it out to Jackson. Jackson's going to look to try and clear the zone and does not have the ability to do so, and looks for a shot on the forehand. And far, oh my goodness, what a kick save! We'll get a replay for that here in a moment. That was a spectacular kick save on the doorstep as Cameron Cho was waiting for an opportunity to put it past. Look at this. Takes a shot here from Garen Farr, and it goes wide and actually bounces out kindly to Cho. And I don't know how much Bensinger knew about it, but sticks out a right pad and makes a wonderful save. Just absolutely spectacular save there. Cannot ask for more. As the faceoff here taken over here into the near corner. And the Hawks will get a chance for a firing shot. Going to go off the stick, and it goes just high by Avila. Avila making a menace of themselves as we're counting down the seconds here. With 15 seconds remaining here in the first period. 14 seconds picked up by the Phoenix. They've got 10 to try and equalize here in the first period. We've seen a change of hand. Shot taken, it's going to go wide. Cho with again on the doorstep. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1. We'll get an icing call by the Hawks, or by the Phoenix, mind me. And then once again answered by the Hawks. Or actually, no, my mistake. It was a Hawks, a Phoenix, a Phoenix, a Hawks, and a Hawks again. And now here's a chance for the Hawks once again. That's going to go off the pad. And it looks like we just have a different name. I'm trying to get it figured out as to who the number 73 is on the Hawks. I have it down as the last name of Vila, but that does not appear to be matching my name here. So, folks, if you're the parent of number 73, Avila, go ahead to feel free and send me over the name of who that player is. An opportunity now, wrapped around the frame, looking for a chance. And trying to be a scramble, goes for a post to post, and tries for a wraparound opportunity. Looks for a centering pass, and that's going to go and poked out by the number 17 for the Phoenix, Landon McNally. The Phoenix trying and scrambling their way to see if they can get themselves out of this opportunity that the Hawks are creating for themselves, and a great chance for Co to continue to push this into the attacking end of the Hawks. And now the Phoenix doing what they can over on the far half wall. Co once again just feeding it off the boards, making it a little carom. And up into Nussbaumer. Nussbaumer, the number 94, looks to rip a shot on the forehand, tries the centering pass. And where is it? Can't find it. Ends up against the board. Co once again. And Christopher Siwick will now take an opportunity, and that's just going to wrap around. Look to feed it back on the backhand to Emi Janess. Oh, good little move there around Emi Janess. Was Ryan Murray, who got a little fancy with it, little stick move, a little stick swivel. And now Tristan Clow will try to track this down. The 2 goals off the stick of Tristan Clow will look to make it 3 as Emi Janess will track this back for the Hawks. Look to kick it off the stick of Jacob Grant. Gonna go up to the right wing side of the Phoenix and look again. And I will say the line changes so far for the Hawks have been really good. Here's Clow, and takes a great reaction shot and great reaction save from Austin Young as Clow was looking to go in for their third to make a complete hat trick and gets behind the blue line. They're going to have to reset as Elijah Jackson gets in possession. And now on a backhand pass. Looks to get it all the way up and to Chuta Curry. And that's going to be a penalty, and that's going to be roughing. And that's going to be a player that's hurt. Give a second there for the player to get some recovery. Vihancho to Curry. Going to be down on the ice for just a moment here, folks. And again, just a little recap that we've had so far. Just the 1 penalty that was called on the Hawks from Emi Janess. But since then, the Hawks have scored 3 goals. 1 coming off the stick of Christopher Siwick. Another one coming off the unknown player that I have, of Avila. And then Ethan White, the number 44. The 2 goals coming from the tandem duo of Tristan Clow and Vihan Chotakuri. Now we're getting that player right back up. Hoping they're going to be okay. As you can look here and see that it seems to be the assister themselves, Vihan Chotakuri, who went down with the unfortunate injury. Don't want to see that. But opportunity now to look over Vihan, make sure they're doing okay. Choti Curry. And as you can see, we're just sitting up here in the booth, folks. If you are here at the game, go ahead and give me a wave. It's always nice to see the fans that are interacting with each other on this wonderful Labor Day weekend. This has been an exciting tournament all the way around. These two teams did face each other earlier today. That's right, they faced each other this morning. And in favor of the Hawks, it was a 4-3 win. And now the Hawks are trying to replicate that and see if they can make themselves the 14UA Black champions. Being pushed up here now by Jacob Grant, and it finds its way into the back of the net. Once again, takes an unfortunate deflection. Look at the replay here. Grant had no right to be able to find this in, and somehow looks to go off the back of Bensinger into that upper right corner as he took a very narrow angled shot from inside the right dot to make it 4-2. Another goal for the Palm Beach Hawks. 4-2 in the second period. Once again, another early goal for the Hawks. And now the Phoenix trying not to make this molehill into a mountain.
A minute 30 for roughing. Time of the penalty, 3:35 in the second period.
The Phoenix.
The Hawks unassisted.
On a power play.
Short-handed goal scored by number 13, Jacob Grant. Time of the goal, 3:57 of the second period. Hawks short-handed goal scored by number 13, Jacob Grant. Unassisted. Time of the goal, 3:57 of the second period.
Well, as you heard, it was an unassisted goal. It sure was. Well, now the Phoenix on a power play, as a penalty is called with 8:27 remaining so far in the second period. Serving that penalty is Mason Hyman. Well, again, this is only our second penalty so far of the game, and we hope we can just continue to keep it a nice, clean game. With 24 seconds remaining on the power play for the Phoenix, they look to work it up. And that was Davis Pierce who had an opportunity to put a chance for his team in possession. 9 seconds remain on the power play. This has been a good penalty kill so far as Emmy Janess looks to try and clear it. Gets it beyond the blue line. Tristan Clow. Tristan Clow wanted to call their own name. And Yap gets in the way for the Hawks. And now a breakout opportunity if you're the Hawks. Yap, once again, can get the backhand pass. Can they find it? No, elects to go alone. Yap, and it's going to be offsides. As they took a shoulder and we're back to full strength. Even hockey once again. 4-2. The Palm Beach Hawks lead over the Atlanta Phoenix. 7:46 remaining. Well, it's the same tally of goals that the Hawks scored the last time around. The Phoenix were only down by 1, though, in that moment where they lost 4-3. The goal scorer, Tristan Clow, coming on to the bench to get a much-needed rest. As R.J. Schreifer now for the Phoenix will pick this up and try to get it over into the attacking zone, and does. Kanoa Smith will try and look back and get this done on the attacking forecheck, but nothing going. But R.J. Schreifer all the way back in that sunshine corner. But now Brandon Siska looks to pick this up. And does. It gets a win over in the attacking end by Mason Hyman now. Mason Hyman back on the ice. And here's a 2-on-1 opportunity if they can find it. Bain backtrack quick. No penalty called. Will they get the shot off? Gets the shot. And it goes off the right-handed post. Stick side. And that was Kanoa Smith who had the opportunity. And now here's a breakaway chance. Will they stay onside? They are onside. Chance taken, or at least attempted to be taken, but unlucky as it just went all the way over into the far left corner. I believe that was Mason Hyman once again. Ends up getting back towards the blue line to make sure they can keep this attack going for the Hawks. Well, chances coming in at both ends. Unfortunate there for the number 51, Kanoa Mbugua Smith. And now Jacob Grant will track this down for the Hawks, but actually gets beaten out to it by R.J. Schreifer. Schreifer and Grant going back and forth. Shot taken by a player of his own last name. A shot taken far by Garen Farr. It's amazing how that works out sometimes. You live up to your own namesake. Well, 5:18 remaining so far in the second period. opportunity now for the Phoenix as they look to try and build out of their own end. Looks to slide it, and that's going to get perked off. Mercado for the Hawks. Pushes it off the glass. And the Phoenix will try to reset behind their own net, body to body, as they were checked behind the net. Good little move to try and clear it out, and wants to get a little breakaway opportunity. But nothing doing as Mercado will go pick this up. Jonathan Mercado will slide it out to Albert Coe. And Jacob Grant takes a shot. Looks for a lucky deflection. That's going to go wide. Another shooting opportunity on the forehand. And nothing going there. And just plenty of chaos being put in front. And this is going to go all the way back to Mercado now. And picked up by Grant. Grant looks to get this going. That's going to go way wide back into the Hawk zone. To be scrambled and picked up. And it looks like I have another player here. Clark. See if I can get another name for that. As that's another player missing from my roster, folks. We try to do what we can, but there are a lot of players on these teams. And things can obviously change as long as you get those rosters submitted pretty quickly. So let's take a look here and see if I can get a name for you. I try to do what I can to make sure every player can get their name said. There's a chance taken once again by Coe. It's going to wrap around the boards here. Alan Clark, the number 42. Adding that to my roster. Again, folks, if you are with Avila, still don't have a first and last name for them, so trying to work that out. And we're going to get a face-off now at the left circle with Avila. And Murray on the face-off. Ryan Murray and Avila. Avila now on the carry. Avila looks to continue up ice and will take a forehand shot. It goes just wide of the right foot. Going to be picked up here by Emmy Genest. Picked up in the center ice by the Phoenix. And now will be continued to carry over beyond the blue line and now the red line. And look to get over into their attacking blue. Oh my goodness, what a body. Look at that hit. Let's go back and take a look at that again. Just working their way up ice and just a crunching hit into the half wall. Laid out by Albert Coe Ponce. My goodness. And that's the difference as you get this age. So the shot's taken is going to go off the chest by the number 86, Ryan Say. With 3:52 remaining. McNally and Say trying to fight together to win out the puck, and they do. McNally picks it back up. Watch the high stick, and Cohen will look to track this down for the Hawks and does not. McNally once again. And Coe right back on this. Albert Coe looks to get it off the boards, looking for Cohen. But McNally's going to pick this up for the Phoenix. And maybe not, as Emmy Genest going to get this, but back to the blue line. Shot in. Shot. And shot again. Can it be cleaned up? It's not cleaned up. Who's going to find it? Emmy Genest looks to be on top of it. It's finally covered by Austin Young. And Cho pushing Murray out of the way. Trying to stand up for their netminder. Austin Young doing a great job after a wonderful recovery of letting goals in early on. Trying to be a stone wall here over these remaining few minutes in this second period. 3:22, 4-2 score at the Orlando Ice Den. Folks, again, if you want to shout out your player, dspnlive2@gmail.com. Again, that's the number 2. Pierce looks for a centering pass off a backhand. Another pass. Oh my goodness, what a centering pass again over looking for Pierce. Couldn't quite find it. Wonderful centering opportunities, and they look to keep it on beyond the blue line, and they do. Up to the stick of Chuchikari, who has now come back. Glad to see Chuchikari back in the lineup now. After they went out with an injury early on. And Young glove save, going to force a face-off over on the left dot with 2:57 remaining. Face-off won by the Phoenix. It's taken to the chest by Young. A little bit of catching practice. Well, folks, just so you know, we are on Hat Trick Watch from Tristan Clow of the Phoenix. There is a Player of the Game award that is able to be given, but 44 for the Hawks on the break, takes a shot, and what a wonderful glove save there on Jack Grant, or actually no, that is Ethan White that was saved on. Look at this breakaway opportunity. Ethan White was streaking down that left-hand side, straight into the mitt of Nicholas Bensinger. And the big paw of Bensinger waiting for that opportunity. Now face-off one. Or actually scrambled for, still over on that left dot. Who's going to claim it? It looks like the Phoenix will finally come away with it as they try to break out of their own end. Through Landon McNally. McNally still working to get it over. And eventually this is going to go all the way back to Siska. Siska had the puck on their stick. Over to Mercado. Mercado going to pick it up just before the blue line, and now will cross over into the neutral zone. Through the neutral zone, Mercado. Jonathan Mercado still wants it. Jonathan Mercado still calling their own name. Looks to take a forehand shot. Going to get Tego legs. No call as it's going to go off the body, and the Phoenix will now recover, looking for a centering pass. Mercado tries to get back. Mercado and Alan Clark on that back line. And going to be attempted to be picked up by Ethan White again, who had that earlier opportunity streaking down the left-hand side with 1:47 remaining here in the second period. Alan Clark looking for the stick of Ethan White. White's going to be able to pick this up and use the speed. They fire on a forehand, going to go off the stick of Bensinger. Bensinger doing everything they can to keep their team in this game. Going to be picked up by Alan Clark. Clark looks over to Emmy Janest. Janest have an opportunity. You can see Clark raising a mitt into the sky to tell his team to get up. And there's a quick turnover. Tristan Clow looks for a feeding pass. That's going to go all the way back to Jackson. Jackson's going to scoop it over and tries to get back on side. Was Tristan Clow diving over. But just a little bit impatient was RJ Scheifer. Just had to hold on for another second longer. And it looks like another email in the inbox. And here's an opportunity now. Vihan Chutakari, my apologies, getting a shout out. 1 minute remaining. Getting another issue here of audio as Tristan Clow looks for a circular around here. As Kushik, Reddy Biram giving a shout out to their friend Vihan Chotakari. The number 2 who has 2 assists today, living up to the number given. We're just a few seconds away from the third and final period here in this exciting finish as a forehand shot takes off the right pad of Bensinger. 21 seconds remaining in the second period. Can the Phoenix get any sort of opportunity going in to this final period to make this a 4-3 chance? And Tristan Clow looking for the hat trick opportunity. Wants to wear the blue hat at the end of the visit. It's tripped up, and it goes off the post. No goal. And that's going to be a delayed penalty. That's going to be a tripping call. And they know it too. That's, I believe, Albert Coe going to serve this. Who's going into the box? We're going to find out here. Well, just over 5 seconds, and it is going to be Albert Coe going into the box for the Hawks right at the end of the second period. And face-off one over here by the Phoenix. Going to get a shot off. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. And that's going to be called at the end here. 4-2 at the end of the second period. We'll get you back in the third with a quick another second period recap. Stay tuned with us on DSPN.
Brain injuries happen to more than just football players. In fact, studies show that car accidents
will be the champion of this division. Both of these teams traveling all the way out here to Central Florida over in Maitland over to the Orlando Ice Den. Elijah Jackson getting a shout out from mom, dad, sisters, and little brothers on the Atlanta Phoenix, the number 98. Shout out from mom and dad and siblings to Elijah Jackson, who is out there playing at the right defense. Opportunity now for the Phoenix as they look to get back on the attack through the stick of Ryan Murray. Ryan Murray looking for a surveying opportunity. Into the central line is Avila. Avila looking to work, making them shifty little moves is Avila. McNally gets shoved off by Avila. Gets back his stick possession. And loses out on the puck. Back to Ryan Murray. Ryan Murray wants an opportunity to create for the Phoenix. 4-2 down. And you know the Phoenix are going to be actively looking to reply, as there's only a 13-minute period being taken on here. And you're more than welcome for that shout out there from the Jackson family. Got the email thanking me. And a pass out here going to be taken. It's going to be deflected, and it almost sneaks by. That's Siwick from the pass from Hyman. Well, the Hawks hungry for another goal. And why shouldn't they be? They're up 4-2. They just want to seal this game off and be able to travel back to Palm Beach with another victory of their own. And there's a shot taken, and that's going to go wide of the glove side of Austin Young. Austin Young probably had a few chances early on to make some great saves, and he did. Probably getting a little restless in net. And as a netminder, that's sometimes one of the worst things, so you have to keep focus, as Avila's going to dispossess the Phoenix over here, and Ethan White. Ethan White picking it up, looking for the stick of Jacob Grant now. That's actually Avila. Avila still tracking down. And the shot taken, and that's saved. Once again by Bensinger, who spreads out wide like a butterfly. And looking for another opportunity on the forehand. Can they beat this down? Who's going to get this in the race here? And it looks like it's going to be McNally almost beating out. McNally does get there. Going to go to the backhand, not an opportunity. Another shot taken. Is going to go to the 5-hole. Scramble in front of the net now. Another opportunity to try and go on the forehand, and is going to be beat. Almost tries to beat the defender there is Ethan White. Now another opportunity for the Phoenix is going to be Shet. And they're going to go off the stick. That's Caleb Loudish looking for their chance to put their name on the score sheet. That's going to go behind the frame. And now worked up, looking for a centering opportunity. And could there be a chance here? No goal. That's going to be smothered by Austin Young. Well, 4-2 still in the third period with 10:22 remaining. The Phoenix looking to claw their way back and rise from the ashes to see if they can claim themselves to be the champions here today. But so far, the Hawks are circling this victory and looking to soar on for more championships. As Farr now will pick this up and gets dispossessed. And this is now a great outlet pass for Chutakuri. Chutakuri going to try and track this down, and it gets there in between two defenders. And they tripping over each other. And the Phoenix doing a great job of keeping pressure here. And now the Hawks over by the near boards look to switch sides. Trying to be packed up by Jack Graham. Jack Graham will pick this up. 9:45 remaining. Going to go try beyond their own goal line. Is going to be intercepted and picked off by Farr. Garen Farr for the Hawks. And once again a reset. Tristan Cloud now in possession. The two-time goal scorer for them. And that's going to be an icing call. No touch as Chutakari is going to try and get all the way down ice. Getting a shout out to Tristan Cloud from Mom. She wants to see a hat trick, so let's see if the number 1-5 can divide that by 5 and make it 3. That's quick math there for you, Daniel, if you didn't know. Murray and Grant after the faceoff ends up coming out to the Phoenix over on the far right by the team benches. The benches cheering on their teams as Schreifer tries to get back. And here's Nussbaumer. Nussbaumer tries to get in on it. And nothing quite doing there as Bowden Nussbaumer, the number 94, looks to get out there. One of the smaller players on the out of the ice, but playing with a lot of big heart. Ryan Hesse had the opportunity there for the Phoenix over on the right-hand side. And now going to be off the skate and a forehand shot. Not too much purchase behind it, but a good effort being put on by R.J. Schreifer. Schreifer, who's been all over the ice so far, especially on this back line. It's going to scoop it up and carry it on out for a face-off opportunity. Ryan Sy, the two-time goal scorer in the previous matchup between these two teams this morning. Now a face-off in the opposite zone. From where we're standing, Tristan Clow going up against Avila. And the number 47, Caleb Lodish, will switch this over to his partner, Graham. Graham will look to get it into the attacking zone, and will get it there. As Emmy Janez will get this now and clear it over into the far left boards. Working up against the boards. Looking like a wonderful I-4 pile-up in the corner there. As Janez tries to get out of the zone and looking for a shooting chance from the Phoenix. As Cameron Cho will look to take this up ice. It's a 2-on-2. Graham and Lodish back. A shot taken that's going to go off the right pad. As Cohen looking for an opportunity with Cho down in the corner assisting. Chutakari all the way back. You'd like to see Chutakari a little bit further up ice. But great work on the defensive back check. And here's two players coming up ice now. It's Klo looking for the third. Can Klo make it three? Reset. Go back towards the blue line. Can they keep it in? And they do. Opportunity now for the Phoenix, and this is going to go just wide on the backhand. Another chance. Can they find it? Who wants it? Austin Young trying to find it in his own goal crease, and eventually going to be called dead. R.J. Schreifer once again giving it a chance from the blue line. Folks, we received so many shout-outs to players. If you have any that you want to get in with the remaining 7 minutes and 18 seconds in the third period, dspnlive2@gmail.com. Again, dspnlive2. That is the number 2, not TWO. And a face-off on the left dot is won by the Phoenix. But the Hawks are going to end up intercepting and taking this away. As working up ice gets tripped up, and it's actually just a lost skate. It was Brandon Siska. Over here in the near corner is Yap being harassed by a few other players. Ethan White surveying the options. Going to pass it all the way back out to the blue line. Picking up, and it's going to be kept switching sides once again. Great work between the defense. Tries to feed it onto the frame in front of the crease, and it goes just wide over a sprawling Bensinger, who is diving out to their left-hand side, and it goes just far to the left post. Yap and White working over there for the Hawks. And finally comes away with it is Schreifer. Looking for the stick of McNally. Can they feed him up to the right-hand side? It's possible. Schreifer going to feed this up over into the back wall. Will McNally get there? No, not quite. They're going to put in a great stick check over onto Garen Farr. And a chance here on the forehand, and couldn't find a way past the stick of Austin Young. Austin Young looking for the puck up into the air, and it's Garen Farr for the Hawks again. My goodness, it's just a scramble of bodies all over as McNally and Farr for their respective teams, putting up in a great battle against the boards, and eventually going to be shoveled high and out of play. My goodness, I don't think I've seen a puck go that high at all so far in the tournament today. Looking like a Tampa Bay Rays game where it's going to eventually reach the scaffolding. It's going to get stuck up there. Yeah, we don't want to see that. Yeah, I was feeling like I was back at the Trop. We already have a puck up there. We don't need another one. It's impressive balance to be able to get anything up there, but good effort on the clearance there on a backhand. The Phoenix doing a good job keeping it in the attacking zone as they try to fight back into this game. And there's going to be a penalty called. Of course, curse of the commentator. I believe it's going to be a roughing call on Jonathan Mercado. So the Phoenix will be on another power play opportunity. That is the third penalty today. 1 in each period. So now, 5-on-4 opportunity for the Phoenix. As a shot's taken, it actually comes off one of their own players who was trying to get out of the way, thinking the shot was going a little bit higher. Minute and a half in the box is what will be served by Jonathan Mercado. Over on the blue line and feeding it around the boards to wrap it back around will be the Phoenix. The Phoenix working back and forth. Can they find an option? Oh, look for a centering pass. The shot was there. And it's going to come back all the way to the blue line and back to the neutral zone. As Loden looks to feed this up, and now a shorthand opportunity if they can do something with it. Jacob Grant with the chance. That's going to get fed all the way into the corner as Avila is going to look to get on this, and that's actually the number 11 instead. That's Brandon Siska. Siska, who's actually been a menace, or Siwick. Shot taken, that's going to go. Jacob Grant with another opportunity. And Emmy Janess is going to try and get all the way back here. That's going to be icing. 33 seconds remaining, 5:05 in the period. 33 seconds on the power play. And Bensinger, you can just see, is absolutely gassed down there. Bensinger's put on a heck of a performance so far for their team. Now the face-off being taken by Avila and Ryan Murray. Murray actually gets out on the face-off through the impressive reach of Avila. And the Phoenix will keep in possession. And Coe, now that it's out of the box from an earlier penalty that they had in the last period, will get back on this one. Jonathan Mercado still serving time with 17 seconds left on the power play for the Phoenix, looking for a power play opportunity. Face off won by the Phoenix. Over by the left dot, looking all the way up to the blue line. Keeps it in possession. That's Jackson. Jackson, who got the shot out earlier, gets it on the backhand, keeping it away. Looks to dangle it away. And good back checking here as Avila will clear this all the way down into the far near corner. I guess far near corner. Yeah, that just means the corner. And this near corner here over to the right-hand side of Bensinger. With 4:32 remaining, we're back to full strength hockey again, 5-on-5. 4-2 still, folks. And absolutely an electric finish. All of our championships that we've gotten to call so far on DSPN have been unbelievably exciting. And we're always so lucky to host these championship games on DSPN Live between the Olympic rink and the pro rink. And we're over on the pro rink as Jackson's going to pick this up for the Phoenix and look to keep it along the boards, and does. Trying to scramble. Who's going to end up coming out top? It's going to be the Phoenix. The Phoenix are going to be able to pick this up. And now the Hawks in defensive possession. Still works to get around, and does. But no one backtracking, and Jackson is able to get back and survey the options as they're being pestered by Drew Cohen. And my goodness, almost given away and dispossessed. Quickly looking for a centering pass. As Cameron Cho showing up out of nowhere. Well, my goodness, there was almost a bad turnover there. But got away with it in the end. So we'll see what we can have happen here with this game dwindling away in its twilight stages. 3:40 remaining in this third and final period. Now that Mercado's back out of the penalty box, he's going to look to try and help his team out. And we're going to get, I believe, a high stick. You can see the ref duck out of the way there earlier. And this is going to be another penalty on the Hawks. So a face-off in the attacking end. Timeout called for the Phoenix, who are down 4-2 with 3:22 remaining.
Timeout. Phoenix, timeout.
They're There's a confirmation on the timeout there. But both sets of players are taking a knee as we can recap here, folks, over in the booth. You're with me in the booth here. Thank you for tagging along with me. Folks, we've had, 4 or 5 penalties so far in this game. Been a relatively clean game so far. A couple miscommunications here and there. But my goodness, has this been a high-scoring affair. 4-2. Last game these two played each other, it was 4-3. The Hawks once again came out on top. So we're seeing if the Phoenix can right the ship and etch their name in Blue Line tournament history in the 25th Greater Orlando Labor Day Weekend Tournament here in Maitland, Florida. The biggest lookout so far is going to be Tristan Clow, who's received 2 assists so far from Vihan Chutakuri. And if they can get that third goal for Tristan Clow, there's no reason why he shouldn't be wearing that player of the game hat that is received by the team MVP at the end of the championship game. So we'll see what we can get here as we go live back to the ice. Again, 4-2. Palm Beach Hawks lead with about 3 minutes and 20-some seconds remaining on the clock. Watch out for any sort of empty netter. That's going to get off the left pad. And a shot taken and going across. Looking for a backhand opportunity. Empty net for Phoenix now. And there's going to be a breakaway opportunity. Can they get the empty netter? Can they find it? They want it. Empty net. Shot goes wide. Ethan White on the chance. And that is the chance you take on an empty net opportunity. So 6 on 5. And can the Phoenix recuperate? And there's a wonderful shot, and it's going to go just wide of the right post. My goodness, try to dial up your own name. Just inches to the right-hand side, our right-hand side, the players left. Again, folks, we are way up here above a little industrial closet. 2:47 remaining in the period. 4-2, the Palm Beach Hawks still lead. And the Phoenix taking this opportunity now to try an empty netter with 6 on 5 hockey. To see if they can come back and just make this a 1-goal differential between the two. Now here's a chance for the Phoenix as they look to wrap it around the boards, and they do. It's going to go all the way up against the back wall. All the way taken. That's a shot. Oh, will it trickle in? Oh, my goodness. Just a couple feet to my right-hand side. The players left. They keep missing that way. If they just aim a little bit further, my goodness, who knows if this is going to trickle in. That's almost a full ice goal there. And folks, just so you know, after this game, there will be a cup presentation that we will still be broadcasting to you live from, so that way you can see your players get their medals, take their photos. As the Phoenix look to get back on the attack here, and an opportunity, scramble in front of the net. Who's going to find it? No one's going to find it. No shots taken as Emmy Janess is going to look for the clearance off the boards. It's still going to be picked up by the Phoenix. The Phoenix now almost a little dribbler over the right hand or left hand shoulder. Shot taken, and it's going to go off the pads. Pads again, and going to be smothered by Austin Young. Austin Young doing everything they can to make sure that this game stays right where it's at, as this was fed sharply and quickly off the pads, off the chest. You can see the scramble in front of the net, trying to find the puck. Eventually ends up over by the left pad, and he finds where it's at and gets smothered. Well done by Austin Young there. Well, 151, and yes, you are reading that correctly. There is still an empty net for the Atlanta Phoenix, who do not want to make that trip home to their state's capital without etching their name on a trophy here in the state of Florida. Shot taken is going to go off the chest, and it's going to go well wide. Will it trickle? No, this is going to go far, and the puck will actually come to a dead stop and picked up by the Phoenix, but quickly dispossessed. Could a shot be taken? There is a chance here, and it's going to be bodied. No call there, as there is some physicality that is allowed at this age group, as Albert Coe had an opportunity to try and get a shot off, but nothing happening there. And Siwick's going to go, and the defense now trying to get it back in the neutral zone, and does. Can this be dispossessed? Nussbaumer being a menace of themselves over by the far boards, put up into the penalty box. 1:09 remaining here in the third and final period of the 14U A Black Division Championship. And a shot going to be taken by Young. 1 minute remaining. And that's going to be stick down by Nussbaumer, and a high stick once again going to be called. Nothing in the penalty box, but a high stick, so it's going to be a face-off on the attacking left point. Actually, the left dot now. That far left circle with 52.3 seconds, and yes, we've about had 2 minutes now of almost empty net hockey out here on DSPN. This could be all she wrote here if another goal gets buried by the Hawks. Plenty of opportunities and just a couple that have gone a few inches over to the right-hand side as Young looks to smother this and does. 46.7. This has been a back-and-forth entertaining affair as the teams traded 5 goals between each other in that first period. A shot taken that is going to go wide. And this is just entertaining back-and-forth matchup between these two sides that separate between a Florida-Georgia line. And here's an opportunity now, and there's going to be a penalty as 2 players go down injured. One's going to get up. Again, an injury we never want to see on the ice as against the back wall. Looks to be okay. We like to get the camera off that injury, folks. We don't ever want to see a player go down injured, especially when there's such little time remaining in this period. But again, folks, it looks like we're going to get an opportunity here on a face-off as 2 players are going to find themselves on the bench. It's Cho, and it looks to be Ryan Hisai, who are going to find themselves remaining in the penalty box for the remainder of this game, as again, 1.5 penalties. So a face-off over on the far right circle, taking you back down to the ice here as we put you up in the booth to get you away from that potential injury. Ethan White now coming out for the Hawks.
Check from behind. Hawks penalty to number 91, Cameron Cho. 2 and a 10 for check from behind. Time of the penalty, 9 of the third period. Phoenix penalty number 86, Ryan Isaiah.
Ryan Isaiah now. Also serving time. That's going to go just wide. 8 seconds remaining, or 17 seconds remaining. 16, 15. And once again, Austin Young putting on the performance that is absolutely needed from a championship-minded goaltender here for the Palm Beach Hawks. .7 seconds remaining here in the third and final period of play. A right dot face-off is going to be won by the Hawks. Going to be looped around and all the way up into the half wall. Can it be dispossessed? No, the Phoenix keeping possession. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Centering pass shot, and that'll do it. Your Palm Beach Hawks are the 14UA Black Division Championships here at the 25th Greater Orlando Labor Day Weekend Tournament in Maitland, Florida at the Orlando Ice Den. Look at the gloves. Look at the excitement of the players as we watch these final seconds here. Look at this. Just the emotion, the elation from the players. Kyle Melnick just taking in the moment, watching his teammates, and they all go horde around Austin Young. And why shouldn't they? The kid was expectation for you now. As the players gather their gear, you can see the frustration from the Phoenix. And the Phoenix need to tap themselves on the back as they put in a wonderful shift today for 39 whole minutes. Players removing all their gear. You can see the frustration on some players. Some are dejected. And it actually looks like there's a player dealing with a little bit of an injury out there coming out of the box. And it's actually a teammate of the Phoenix who wants to be given their medal. That's Devin Burton, who appears to have an apparent knee injury. Being told to me, Devin Burton this morning received the injury. But nice to see them out there still supporting their team as we get this trophy presentation all taken care of. This is our last matchup of the day, folks. We made it, folks. Thank you for tuning in with ESPN and riding this one out with us. It's been a long weekend, 115 matchups throughout the entire weekend. Can you believe it? And lots of exciting matchups, especially these championship games. All of them have just been electric stuff. I thank you so much for tuning in with myself. This was 11 games I got to call this weekend. I'm going to need a lot of honey and a lot of tea to be able to recover my voice over the next few days. But I'm excited that I am always able here to broadcast hockey with you. If you want to give a shout out to your champions, it looks like I've got a few here. Shout out to the number 20. That's Schreifer from the Phoenix. Getting a shout out here. We love seeing that. So RJ Schreifer getting their own personal shout out. We got another one. Another shout out to Vihan Chutakuri from Kruhuthika. And Leslie Sheets. Charlie Bensinger, Nicholas Bensinger. Getting a shout out from Mama in Atlanta. Thank you, Leslie. Now giving the presentations. The third star, Austin Young. Tristan Clow with the 2 goals on the day is named the second star of the game. And well deserved, I think, your first star if you get the hat trick. Gonna get the photo taken. Austin Young, plenty of saves given. Ethan White being named the first star of the game. The kid is elated, and you can see why. Scoring that third goal in the first period. No goals scored in the third period, folks. So it looks like actually number 73 was not the name that I saw. It says Avila on the jersey. So maybe, you know, that was just an old jersey. But Matthew Murray is the name for the number 73, who I've called plenty of times today. I have Matthew Murray down as number 6, which could be the reason why there was confusion there. Wearing a teammate's jersey is my guess. Matthew Murray wearing the number 73. Now being called to the ice are the Phoenix players to receive their second place medals for their participation today. A wonderful effort. Again, they scored 2 goals in the first period, just were unable to find anything. The tandem duo of Chutakari and Clow working together. Again, another shout out to the number 12 on the Hawks, Alan Clark, coming from Sam and Dad. So we've seen Bensinger, Kiernan, Chutakuri, Ryan Murray. Now here comes Tristan Clow. Gonna go give their respectful fist bumps down the line here. Landon McNally was a force trying to set up passes the entire game. RJ Schreifer, my goodness, what a game you had. Give yourself a pat on the back, young man. Just a defensive stonewall out there, putting body on body. Davis Pierce put in plenty of good shifts out for the Phoenix today. Devin Burton, again, earlier got injured in the earlier matchup. But guess what? They're going to get rolled over there anyways. Get your photo taken. You deserve it. Jack Graham, the number 44. Again, another stonewall on the defense there. .47, Caleb Lodish was the unfortunate benefactor of a bad deflection that ended up beating Bensinger for the second goal, but the rest of the game, the kid was just a brute force out there on that back line for the Phoenix and was so willing to drive line to line. Kanoa Smith got the call, had a few shooting opportunities, but nothing. Ryan Isaiah. And last but not least, Elijah Jackson, the number 98. PA guy doesn't seem to be having his microphone on, and that's okay. So that's why I'm just reading out all the names for you folks, just so that way you can hear your player's name called. Round of applause being given for the Atlanta Phoenix. And now, the names being read for your 14UA Black Division champions, the Palm Beach Hawks, starting with number 12, Austin Young. Again, after that first period, the kid just seemed unstoppable, making save after save, working real well with the pads. Kyle Melnick didn't get a chance to show what they got, at least in today's game, but I know he was given opportunity in the earlier ones. Garen Farr. 94, Bowden Nussbaumer. Again, one of the smaller kids on the ice, but that kid was everywhere today. Plenty of speed to burn. 73, Matthew Murray. I've been saying to Avila, so to the parents, I do apologize that will come through on the broadcast. I was just bringing the back of the jersey. Was borrowing a jersey today, it appears. Albert Coponce. DeAndre Miguel Yap. Did a lot of backline work, did a lot of the gritty stuff, especially on the corner of the boards as he was trying to support his team. Brandon Siska was also a player that had plenty of shooting opportunities that we found crashing the crease. Number 12, Alan Clark coming out. .42. I have it again. Number 42, Alan Clark. 13, Jacob Grant, one of the goal scorers today. Matthew Murray was another goal scorer. I called him Avila. I'm going to get that goal back for him. Matthew Murray with the one that was unassisted earlier in that first period. Drew Cohen and then Christopher Sibick getting their medals and shaking the hands of the Phoenix players. Emmy Genest claiming her medal, getting a fist bump from the Blue Jay. Actually looking to do the high tens. Photo. and shaking the hands of the players. Janess was another player back on that defense. Just an absolute all-star back there. And look at the compliments there she is receiving from some of the players. Mason Hyman. Number 44, Ethan White. Again, another smaller player who has pace to burn, this young man does. Exciting to see as he continues to come up to the ring. Look at him bite the metal. Saying, test it, I want to see if it's real. 47, Jonathan Mercado. Had a little penalty trouble earlier on, but over on that right defensive side, was able to find a lot of outlet passes and feed the seams for his players, as well as be a big body. Number 91, Cameron Cho. The last player showing the number 1. They're going to get the Blue Line Cup here. And it's going to be Jacob Grant lifting the cup for his team, and look at the celebrations. We love seeing it. That is the Palm Beach Hawks right there, folks. As Cameron Cho is going to go join his team, get the pictures taken. Another Blue Line tournament in the books here. Lots of tournaments, lots of trophies, lots of wonderful matchups that we've had today, folks, here on DSPN Live. The Palm Beach Hawks rounding out a long Labor Day weekend. 115 games we called here on DSPN Live between the two channels. And hey, if you're looking for an opportunity to buy those games,